Hello, hello. Welcome to Verbling. Hi there. I'm teacher Oakley. And for the next hour, we're going to do something quite special, actually. I am going to introduce you to Shakespeare's Sonnets. We're going to concentrate on one of his more famous ones. We're going to talk about it. We're going to discuss about it. We're going to learn exactly how a sonnet is formed, precisely how to form a sonnet, what it is, iambic pentameter, a crazy word. And as time allows, we're actually going to read the poem and try to understand Shakespearean poetry. Okay. Heidi? Welcome to the class.
Hello, nice to see you again.
Likewise. All right, Heidi, are you a Shakespeare fan?
Sometimes, but I've never read just a Shakespeare. Maybe it's very difficult.
Yeah, it's very difficult for native English speakers.
Mm-hmm.
Quite honestly, it's a struggle. It's something I'm sure Brits as well, but Americans also, Canadians, I'm sure all of us are forced to study this in school, high school and university, and analyze to death Shakespearean plays and sonnets, and it's a struggle, absolutely.
But it came to the movies or some play and drama or some other novels.
You're absolutely correct. Shakespeare is the author. I very recently read this. I believe the number that sticks in my head is 400. Over 400 movies have been filmed based on the works of Shakespeare. He is the author with by far the most amount of film adapted from his material. So it was a huge amount. I had no idea, actually. So, yeah, plenty of movies and lots of plays and theater companies, play companies doing Shakespeare. Absolutely. Okay, today we're going to concentrate on a sonnet. What is a sonnet? What is it, the purpose or general purpose of a sonnet? How is it formed? And also, because this is English class, I'm really going to, I find there's a lot of parallels between how a sonnet works and how speaking English works. We're going to talk about that as we go along. And then we're going to look at it and kind of see what that old English thing is all about. Welcome to the class, Alexei. Hello. Hi, Alexei.
Hello, Oakley. How are you doing?
I'm doing okay, thank you. Welcome to the class. How about you, Alexei? Do you enjoy Shakespeare?
Yes, sometimes, but I now I'm not read his poems or plays, and because Shakespeare's plays have a little bit obsolete language and
a little bit, yeah, a lot of bit.
A lot of it, yes, and
yeah.
And some phrases from this place is very difficult to understand, and I think it would be need a special dictionary to try to read all his his plays.
Yeah, well, so would I. You would, but so would I. It's like a completely foreign language for modern English speakers as well. Okay, what is what is a sonnet? Heidi, do you know? I'm gonna do a
The sound, no. Pronunciation, no.
sonnet. What is a sonnet per
Not
se?
sound. I think it's sound, no.
What's
No.
that?
Sound.
Sound. Well, it has a lot to do with sound, so that you're not entirely. You're in the ballpark there. Absolutely, it has everything to do with
Okay,
sound.
and poem.
Poem. There you
Poem.
go. It's a type of a poem. That's right. Very good. Here's old Wild Bill himself. Here's a picture. Okay, let's talk first about what makes up a sonnet. Sonnet. What is the idea?
The letter, number of letters are limited, like Japanese haiku or something.
You're absolutely correct. I always, when I think of sonnets, I always think of Japanese haiku, as a matter of fact, because the form is limited to certain patterns of syllables. You're absolutely correct. Okay, we're going to get to that, I think, in the next slide. But first of all, I need to tell you that sonnets are about love. Love. Love is the theme of sonnets. Basically, the overall topic is love, and sometimes there are underlying or the basic or overarching, interesting word here, overarching theme is love, but the underlying, the opposite, the sort of less important purpose is to talk about the brevity of life. Alexei, do you know what brevity means?
Brevity, maybe it's when somebody boasts, or I think I don't know. Maybe brag.
No, that's not quite it. The brevity of life refers to briefness. How quickly life goes by. So brevity, he speaks with brevity would mean that he speaks, he doesn't talk a lot. He says what he needs to say, and he's done. He doesn't use, he uses one sentence where other people will use 10. All right. Okay. So an underlying theme for a sonnet may be how brief life is, and it's not long enough to love you, blah, blah, blah. Heidi, or another underlying theme is the transience of beauty. What does that phrase mean?
Very short time, not last longer.
Yep. It changes. Right.
Female beauty lasts only several years.
I'm not going to comment. You're right. Okay, transient. If something is transient, that's the adjective. It changes. It's changing, and it won't stay the same for long. So transience is the noun form.
Someone's mom said to the son, the son always seeking beautiful girls. So mom said, only one young age they are very beautiful, but they got old. The face became same.
Yeah. Okay. Again, I'm just really afraid to talk about that. So the next underlying theme of a sonnet, common underlying theme, the trappings of desire. What do you think that means, Alexei? What are the trappings of desire?
I think it's related, of course, to love. And if you, for example, you desire other person, maybe you obsess with other person, and now you uh, don't try to get rid of this desire, and you trap on of this desire, or this desire capture you in this.
Yeah. Okay. Right.
And I think it's the most main point in this case. It's love exactly.
Yes, well, you're right. All of these things are the underlying idea, how this affects love or the relationship to these ideas in love. You're right, but you're wrong, because there's two meanings for trap. You're thinking of trap like an animal is caught in a trap by the leg, or you're trapped in a room. There's no way out. It in a way it does mean that. Trappings also has another meaning, and it means like the decorations, the necessary things. For example, the Catholic religion, the Pope, the trappings of the Catholic religion include the Pope's hat, his robes, the clothes they wear, the pillow, all the things that the actual physical objects that are necessary or perceived as necessary for that religion. So, which in a way is very similar to a trap, like you're stuck with it. So really, you're not completely wrong. The trappings of desire, the things that we always associate with desire, which, frankly, can possibly trap us. We're stuck with those things. So, for example, Christmas. All right, Christmas, I decorate my house with all the trappings. All right, I'm going to have a tree. I'm going to have, and not just physical things, but the more abstract things. We sing Christmas carols. We have a Christmas tree. We hang up lights. Blah blah blah. All the trappings. So all of the things associated with desire.
May I ask you? It's some kind of attributes, yes? Traps.
Yes, very good.
Uh-huh.
That's right. Very good. All right, excellent. You said it better than I did. Great. Also, I know you guys know this, time and nature, the relationship with time and love and nature and love. All right. These are the themes you're usually going to find. Like Japanese haiku, Heidi, usually there's always a nature element, right?
Yes, yes. We need to include some seasons,
right?
Word or several rules. I'm not sure.
Right, but I know that there has to be an element of nature and seasons and how it relates to the other idea. You have to use seasons and nature metaphorically. Same idea here with the sonnet, really. Now, let's talk about the rhythm. When we talk about learning English, we talk about learning rhythm. So this is kind of interesting. We can relate this to speaking English. Shakespeare's sonnets are written predominantly, sometimes he goofs up, or I've noticed that sometimes he doesn't completely follow his own rules. But anyway, for the most part, they're written in something which is called iambic pentameter. This is a rhyme scheme, a rhyme pattern. Each sonnet line consists of 10 syllables, much like haiku in Japanese. What is haiku? I always forget. 7, 3, 10. What is it?
575.
Again?
575.
575.
Yeah.
Okay, 575.
Only 3 lines.
Thank you. 3 lines. 575. Thank you. Okay, so it has that syllable pattern. All right, a sonnet has what's called iambic pentameter. Penta, Heidi? Do you know what penta is the suffix?
5.
5. Meter. When you write music, you have meters. Each section or each line to line where you put the notes is called a meter. So like a section. So 5 section. Okay, so the syllables are divided into, no surprise, 5 pairs, which are called iambs. I don't know how to even pronounce that. The iambic feet. I know it's iambic pentameter, iambic feet, but I think it's iambs. I don't know. An iamb is a metrical unit. Okay, each of these 5 pairs consists of one unstressed syllable and one stressed syllable. So it's going to look a little something like this. An example of an iamb would be a 2-syllable word or something where you would stress the second syllable. Goodbye. This is not really a great example because sometimes we say goodbye, sometimes, but here we're stressing the second sound. Goodbye. So it's going to sound a little something like this. Ba-boom, 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 ba-boom. 10 syllables. 10 syllables, 10 vowel sounds. Unstressed, stressed. Unstressed, stressed. Ba-boom, 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 ba-boom. Now, even Shakespeare uses his poetic license. He's not that good. Wow, how does he figure out how to alternate syllables so perfectly? Well, you know what? He doesn't. Not really. Alexei, do you know what poetic license is? What do I mean when I say poetic license? You have any idea?
I don't know anything about that. What
Okay.
does it mean, poetic?
Okay. Heidi, do you have any idea? Have you ever seen this collocation before? These 2 words?
No.
No? Okay. Well, great.
Baboon.
We're going to learn something then. Terrific. Poetic license is the concept that somebody who is writing in an artistic way, such as a poet or a playwright or a songwriter, is allowed to break the rules. That is to say, break rules of grammar, break rules of pronunciation, even break rules of meaning. They can use vocabulary words in ways that we never use them as a way to express metaphor. They have poetic license, or we grant them poetic license. They can break the rules. This happens all the time, even modern-day songwriting. It's very common.
Like advertisement?
Yeah, I know what you're thinking. Yeah. Like this song, I'll Be Loving You. Okay. Terrible singing, but you can't be loving someone. Loving doesn't exist in English. That's the word love cannot be a continuous or ing verb. I was loving you. It's just not possible. And even in modern songwriting, you will see examples of poetic license. Shakespeare apparently felt like he had a lot of poetic license because he does a lot of tricky things. This is like also when an author, for example, writes dialogue and he writes it phonetically. Okay, the words aren't really spelled that way. That's poetic license. He's creating, he's being artistic. He's using his poetic license to create something completely different that doesn't follow the rules. All right, so here we go. A little example, actually from the sonnet. Now this is very interesting because it's in real English, in our real English speaking, when we speak, we could not do this. And I might ask you to compare. When I do count the clock that tells the time. All right, I'm obviously emphasizing or stressing the red words here, the red words in capital. In reality, okay, in reality, interrogatives, when, where, what, which, why, question words would be stressed. So this is a little bit poetic license happening here. When I look at the clock, I see the time. When I is usually reduced. So here we see this is what I'm talking about. Poetic license. For the most part, he follows English rhythm. In that, in an English rhythm, we have content words and function words. Content words are words with meaning. Count, clock, tells, time. Nouns, verbs, adjectives, adverbs. They have real meaning. They're not just used to glue a sentence together. They're not used for grammar. Unlike do, the, that, the. These are function words. They have a function in the sentence. So they're generally unstressed. Even in modern day now English, this is normal. This is how we create our rhythm and how we join together phrases. That's why that kind of sounds like native speakers join a lot of words together, and maybe sometimes English learners can't understand them because they very quickly join words together when they have function words like do, the, that, the. Old Bill tries, pretty much sticks to the rules, and I will tell you, I don't know the rules, 500 years ago, so maybe he does stick to the rules and the rules have changed. Grammar rules do change. You must recognize that. Even over the course of 10 or 20 years, grammar rules can change in English. So we may see some things that are a little weird here when we're looking at our examples of sonnets that don't exactly follow our concept of syllable stress, syllable or word stress. I'm pretty sure you're going to see some things that seem strange to you. But just for the sake of rhythm, let's try this out. Heidi, can you try this first line? Just the first line.
Shall I compare to a summer's day? So, to a summer's day.
Shall I compare thee to a summer's day? Oh, suddenly I have a British accent. Sorry about that. I can't help it. All right, not bad. Okay, you got the idea. That is how it would sound if Shakespeare is reading it. That's how it's supposed to sound. A sonnet is supposed to have this rhythm. Okay, Alexei, can you try the next one? Yeah.
Thou art more love, lion more than per 8.
Wow. Okay. Try that again. Try actually saying the blue ones lower. I mean lower voice. I mean softer voice.
Okay.
Okay.
Thou art more love. No. Thou art more love, lion more than per 8.
Okay. Now they've broken it apart by syllables. Okay, so temperate, for example, is one word. So they've broken it up. Now, okay, fine. You can see like lovely. All right. When we modern day English, we say lovely. We stress the first syllable. it fits our concept of how to speak English in modern day English. But on the other hand, when we join two phrases with a conjunction and, we don't stress it. And I don't say, I would like, I would like to go to the beach and I would like to go play volleyball. Well, it is possible. But we certainly don't do this. You see the last word, temperate. Temperate. We say temperate. We even reduce it to, we reduce the syllable in modern day English. We would say temperate. First syllable stress. I don't have a problem with the tem part, but temperate. Temperate. This is really weird because this is a reduced syllable in modern English. So this is very challenging even for me to try to stress this. It feels weird. It sounds weird. It's hard for my brain to do that. But let me try. Let me try the whole thing, see if I can give you an example. Shall I compare thee to a summer's day? Thou art more lovely and more temperate. Okay. The idea is to have a nice flow there, but sometimes it gets tricky. And again, I'm not sure if Shakespeare was cheating a little bit using his poetic license, or if in fact that is really the way Old English was spoken, if word stresses were in fact different. I don't really know. I suppose college professors might know the answer to that, or they might guess. Frankly, in linguistics and history of linguistics, a lot of people are guessing. Because there are a lot of things going on in the language at the same time. Okay, a little bit more about the structure. There are 14 lines. All right, you each read one line. So there are 14 lines in a Shakespearean sonnet. The first 12 lines are divided into 3 quatrains, 3 groups of 4. Quatra, 4. This is a prefix we often use for 4. Qua or Q-U-A, quad or quat often means 4. Okay. In the 3 quatrains, the poet establishes a theme or a problem. So if you remember, we first looked at those possible themes: nature, time, the transience of beauty, and so forth. And then he attempts to resolve it in the final 2 lines. This is called a couplet. All right, so you have quatrains, and then the final 2 lines is the couplet, or the conclusion, more or less, pretty much. We're going to try to figure that out. I'm going to keep that in mind, guys, because we're going to look at a poem and we're going to try to figure out. This may help us to actually figure out what he's talking about. All right, he's introducing a theme and the problem with time or transience of beauty or what have you, and then the last 2, the couplet, he resolves his idea. Okay. Okay, now let me introduce you to an idea. I don't know if you know this or not. When we talk about poetry in English, we sort of diagram it. I don't know, diagram it or analyze it by using this type of, using this method. All right. The rhyme scheme of the quatrains is, okay, 1, 2, 3. You see 3 groups here, 3 groups of 4. Okay, A, B, C, D, E, F, E, F. When you see this talking about poetry, at least in English, and then the couplet GG, okay, it always goes A, okay, A, cat. The other A, hat. B, bird. Other B, word. The final syllables rhyme. They're rhyming words. So that means A rhymes with A and then B rhymes with B. This is what this means when it's called a rhyme scheme, and it's basically mapped. This is like a map of how the rhyming works. So that means every other line, every second line rhymes with a line, two lines before it. So like that, okay? Do you get the idea? Do you guys understand what that means, rhyme scheme?
Yeah.
Yeah, no problem. Okay. Alexi, yeah, no problem.
Yes, I understand. It's like lyrics in songs.
Yeah. Okay, exactly. All right, lyrics and songs also, thank you, also have rhyme schemes. Okay, a little side note. Only Shakespeare has 154 sonnets. I don't really understand how he wrote so much. But anyway, only 3 of his sonnets do not conform to this structure, which we have just looked at. A couple are weird. 15 lines, 12 lines, whatever. One is, okay, he's using his poetic license. One, sonnet 145, is written in iambic tetrameter. Ooh, what do you suppose that is? Heidi? What is tetrameter? Can you guess? Tetra. It's a game. Remember Tetris?
I know. Triangle.
Yeah. Triangle. Tetra. Isn't that a game? It's also a kind of fish.
A fish?
Yeah, a tetra. As a matter of fact, it is a kind of fish. I think that has nothing whatsoever to do with Shakespeare here. But it is a very popular kind of fish that people have in fish tanks. Tetra is not as well known, but tetra is another way of saying 4. Okay, mono 1, di 2, tri like tricycle 3, tetra is 4, penta 5. All right, hexa 6, hepta 7, octa 8, nona 9, and deca is 10. But those are common prefixes. Anyway, that's just one weird poem that he wrote. So, okay, let's move on. Okay, and here we actually see, oops, what do we got here? Oh, there we go. Okay, here we actually see a Shakespearean sonnet, which is entitled, "Shall I compare thee to a summer's day?" And we're going to try it. Okay, for the rhythm, we're going to worry about the rhythm first. Here's what we're going to do, since there's 2 of you. I will read the first quatrain. Heidi, you can try the second quatrain, and Alexi, you can try the third, and then I will attempt the couplet. Okay? Now, remember, it's unstressed, stressed, unstressed, stressed, unstressed, stressed. This will be interesting for you guys to attempt, and for me, honestly. It's a challenge for me. I know it's a challenge for you. So let's give this a shot. Shall I compare thee to a summer's day?
So art more lovely and more temperate.
Oh, that's pretty good. Oh, we're taking turns? Okay. We can do that too. All right. That was pretty good, Heidi. pretty impressed. Oh, okay. We're gonna take turns. Okay, we can do that. Alexei, third.
Okay. Raw winds do shake the darling buds of May.
That was pretty good. Not bad at all. Okay. One small critique, Alexei, rough.
Rough.
Yeah, each rough, tough.
Rough.
But your rhythm was quite impressed, actually. That was not bad at all.
The picture is, Oakley's, the picture is a little bit small for me, and if you could a little bit zoom in this picture,
yeah,
it
okay.
would be okay.
All right, where are we? Oops. Hang on. Okay, maybe that helps.
It's a better. Thank you.
You're welcome. Hello, Nader. Nader, are you there? Hello, hello. Okay, Nader, you want to try speaking a sonnet? Put your audio on and give this a shot. Nader? Or are you just typing for today? Okay. All right. Let's continue. We're interrupting the beauty of our sonnet here. Let's continue. Okay. All right. My turn. And summer's lease hath all too short a date.
Sometimes too hot the eyes of heaven shine.
Pretty good. You guys have got this down. Great. Continue, Alexei.
Okay. Often in his old complexion dimmed.
Okay, that was very hard. And you know why that was so hard is because and often is his. These are all reduced sounds, reduced pronunciation, and unstressed words in English. That was a tough one. Okay, anyway. And every fair from fair sometimes declines. Whoa. Try that again. Wait, if you guys don't mind. And every fair from fair sometimes declines. Tough one. Okay, Heidi.
Chance for nature's changing course and trimmed.
Wow. Yeah, we're going to talk about what this crazy stuff means here in just a minute. Okay. Alexei?
Okay. But thy eternal summer shall not fade.
Okay, not bad. Not bad. If you're ending with a stressed, you know you've done a pretty good job of figuring it out, right? Oh my goodness, what do we got coming up now? Oh my gosh, what's this stuff? All right. Nor lose possession of that fair thou. I somehow got messed up. Hang on. Nor lose possession of that fair thou oust. Oust? Oust. Okay.
Never shall death break so wonders in his shade.
Okay. Wondrous. Okay. We'll talk about wondrous. All right. Let's see if we can make it through this. Alexei?
When in eternal lines to time thou growst.
Grossed. That's tough. It's getting harder as it goes along. All right.
What does it mean to roast? I don't know.
Grossed. Yeah. Okay. See these weird hyphenated words. Thou owest. Wanderest. Grossed. All right. Yeah, these are weird, right? thou, you. Thou is Old English for you. You owe. Owest. This is an old grammatical construction. Owe, like to owe money. Nor lose possession of that fair thou owest. Something you owe. You owe to somebody else. Owest. Okay. Nor shall death brag thou wanderest in his shade. Wander. It's they're from verbs. Owe, wander, and grow. Okay. I don't know why. The idea being, I guess, possessive, when they're all used with a possessive. Oh, anyway, we'll look at that again. Let's finish it up here. So long, oh, the couplet, now the solution to the problem. So long as men can breathe or eyes can see. Okay.
So long lives this, and this gives life to thee. To thee.
Yeah. All right. Stressed. I mean, sorry, voiced th. Yeah, that's it. Okay. What is this crazy stuff? Okay, hang on. Let's paraphrase it. Okay. Here we go. So here we go. Now we're going to try to interpret this sonnet. Sonnet number 18, it's called, Shall I Compare Thee to a Summer's Day? All right, here's the first one. For example, shall I compare thee to a summer's day? Paraphrasing in modern English. Shall I compare you, thee, all right, you, to a summer's day? Okay, so this is the very beginning. So here is the problem or the theme. Obviously the theme in this case. All right. Who is I and who is thee, do you suppose? Alexei? Who do you imagine is the speaker and the listener?
Yes, I can imagine listener and
okay. Well, my point is this is probably a lover, a male lover, to a female lover.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. He's speaking to her. Shall I compare you to a summer's day? All right.
Okay. In this case, we shouldn't change shall to will, or it's for emphasizing this structure in this sentence.
Okay, well, obviously this is the way it's written, the red one, and the black one is paraphrasing. Okay, in modern English, we still use shall. Shall I get you a drink of water? It's like an offer. Yeah, you know, if I'm going to offer to you, Alexei, to get you a drink of water, I wouldn't say, will I get you a drink of water? I would say, may I? Maybe may I? It's kind of asking for permission. So, may I compare you to a summer's day? That would work. Okay. But we still use shall in modern English. It's usually considered very polite language. Okay.
Okay, I understand.
All right, Alexei, I'm not done with you yet. Translate. Now the tough part, guys. Thou art more lovely and more temperate. What does that mean? So can you try to paraphrase it?
You are more lovely and more warm.
Okay.
But warmer, so more lovely and delightful.
All right, you're very close. You are more lovely. Thou is you. Art is are, Old English to modern English, and more delightful. Temperate. Okay, see here we get to see a little English language word history. Temperate a temperate climate is a pleasant climate. It's not too cold. It's not too hot. That is the idea, is that it's comfortable and pleasant, and we can enjoy it. So that's why delightful is the word chosen here. All right. Frankly, in Old English, they considered a temperate climate much better than a tropical climate was really a horrible thing back in the 1800s. Insects and disease and just nowadays, of course, everyone likes to go to a tropical island for a vacation, and it's wonderful. But tropical back in those days was like death. Wild, vicious animals and horrible diseases and insects and such. Okay. All right. Oops. Oops. All right. I couldn't. All right. Rough winds do shake the darling buds of May. All right. This is already kind of paraphrased for us. Rough winds shake the much-loved buds of May. What are buds, Alexei?
Buds?
Yeah.
It's some blossom on the trees, yes? Like
that's right. That's exactly right.
When the flower is
Yep.
blossom, we have buds.
You got it. That's it. Darling, which is a word we use now as a term of affection. It's a noun, but it basically means loved one. Okay. Hi, Max. Welcome.
Hi, okay again. Hello, everyone.
Hello again. All right, Max, I'm going to challenge you right off the bat. We're reading a little Shakespeare. We're going to paraphrase it, try to translate it into modern English. All right, so here you go, Max.
Okay, I have to paraphrase this phrase.
Sure, take it slow.
And summer's leaves hath all too short a date.
Wow, you actually said that with the correct, even though you missed the first half of the class when we discussed the rhythm, you pretty much used the correct rhythm. Funny. And summer's lease hath all too short a date. Okay, what's he saying?
First of all, I don't know a couple of this word. Summer's lease.
Okay, you probably know lease. Okay, right. You probably know lease as, for example, you rent a house or an apartment, you sign a lease, you have an agreement. It's a time-based agreement.
Okay, and hath?
Hath is Old English for has. Same purpose as has in modern English.
Okay, hath. Summer's lease has all too short a date. I can't.
Okay.
Maybe it's
okay.
Maybe it's related to a long day. I mean, in the end of summer, day comes to be more shorter than.
Well,
maybe, I don't.
Basically, summer's short. I mean, to really reduce it and simplify it, summer is short. Summer's time. The summertime lease, like a length of time of summer's contract, has too short a date. So if I said my rent my rent lease has too short a date, I would mean I only have an agreement to rent the house for 2 months. It's not long enough to, you know. Summer's far too short. That's it. It's the poetic way of saying that.
One Russian poetic said something like 12 month is okay. It's sorry, I can't paraphrase it in English.
Okay, Heidi. Next one. Next line.
Yeah, summertime too hot and eyes of heaven shines. It's literally.
Kind of. Yeah, more or less. What is the eye of heaven?
Eye of heaven. The sun.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, you got it. That's it. At times the sun is too hot. That's it. In the summer. The summer's short, and the sun is too hot. Okay. Oops. And often is his gold complexion dimmed. Okay. Or his, referring to the sun, gold complexion. You know, the sun is gold. So often the sun goes behind the clouds, dimmed. Don't ask me why, but the apostrophe instead of ed, I don't know. Okay. Alexei, how about this next line?
Yes.
Oh, this is a tough one.
And
right.
Every fair from fair sometimes declines. Fair to fair. I think we need to paraphrase this.
Well, one clue in his time, in Shakespeare's time, fair basically is a synonym for beautiful.
Yeah, okay. And every beauty sometimes declines.
Yeah, I think that's pretty close. Are you guys starting to get the idea of what that theme is? If you remember time, the trappings of desire, the transience of beauty. Here's a clue. Everything that is beautiful loses its beauty. Here we go. The whole idea of the transience of beauty is, well, that's pretty directly stated. More directly than usual, actually, for Shakespeare. Okay. Max, what's this next one?
By chance or nature's changing course untrimmed?
Untrimmed.
Untrimmed.
Yeah. And when you're reading this, any of these old, they use a lot of apostrophes in Old English. Just, well, actually, just like we do now in modern contractions, you just pronounce it "md," just the same as I'd like to go. I would, same thing. Okay. Anyway, Max.
It's quite hard.
It is. Yes, it is.
By chance or nature's changing course untrimmed.
Okay. By chance or
natural's changing.
Naturally. Okay. All right. By chance or by nature's planned out course. All right. All right. Or okay, by pure chance or by nature's chance. Well, nature's chance is
by design.
Right. Or by design. By chance or by design. There you go. Thank you. That's better. All right. Terrific. Okay. Oops. Okay. Well, we're going to see the next two. Well, we've only got moments left. But thy eternal summer shall not fade. But your youth shall not fade. Oh, transience of beauty again. Nor lose possession of that fair thou owest. Nor lose the beauty that you possessed. Ah, thou owest. I guess is own. You owe yourself? I guess you owe yourself. You own something. Isn't that weird? Never thought about that before, that owe and own are very closely related. Wow. Freaky. All right. Who knew? It seems obvious when you see it in Shakespeare, but never thought about that. Heidi.
This one. Nor shall death brag though wonders in his shade.
Wonders. What?
That this is bringing you to the this brings you to the strange shade. No.
Okay, but nor is negative.
No, even this cannot bring you to the in the strange shade.
Okay. Nor shall death brag. Okay, death can't brag. Death considered as a person, and by the way, in English speaking, death is a person.
Oh.
Death cannot brag that you wander in his shade. If you wander in death's shade, that means he's taken you. All right, you're with death. So nor will death claim you for his own. You're in his shade. He's taken you. Okay, he's taken you from the light. Shade has a lot of connotations in English about being dead or being a ghost. A shade, as a matter of fact, is another word for ghost. Okay, so the end. We're out of time. So here's the end. When in eternal lines to time thou growest, because in my eternal verse you will live forever. In my poem you are immortal. So long as men can breathe or eyes can see. Basically, he's giving his solution in the last 3 lines, really. As long as there are people on the earth, so long lives this, and this gives life to thee. So long as this poem is here, you are immortal. That's the idea. So even though your beauty may fade and you may die someday, you are in this poem and you are immortal. Your beauty and your life is now immortal. Ah, lovely, lovely. Thank you. Thank you, Bill.
Thank you very much.
Hey, what's that? Sorry. Thank you, everyone. Thanks a lot. Thank you, everyone. See you next time on Verbling.
Thank you, Oakley.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Thank you, Alexei. Bye, everyone.